Welcome. Today we're going to talk a bit about compassion. Compassion is an element of the work that I do that I see as vital in creating a sense of safety, in eradicating shame. And we know that many of us, many people, for lots of reasons, but particularly people with eating disorders, hold an awful lot of shame. And if we don't bring a compassionate approach, then we don't ever quite cut through that shame and allow it to subside. So compassion's central, but I think it's really important that we remember that compassion is not something that we have to earn or deserve. Often when I work with people, they will say to me, well, I don't deserve compassion. I don't think I'm a good person. I don't deserve compassion. And I will always say, we don't have to deserve compassion. Compassion, kindness can be given freely. And it's not about deserving it. It's about the fact that it will help. I think that when we think about compassion, it's important to remember that compassion flows three directions. The first direction is from ourselves to others. And many of us are really good at this, being compassionate and kind to others. We give compassion away, we give acceptance, we give that kind of keen listening ear, and we're interested and we want to help and support other people. Compassion from others to ourselves is a second direction. Also really important that we can receive compassion, that we can experience it, because it brings a sense of acceptance to us. It brings a real sense of, I'm okay. I can start to feel safe in this relationship because the kindness I can start to learn to trust. And the third direction for compassion is from ourselves to ourselves. And that's also very important because many of us will have a really kind of intensive bullying voice within us. We'll have a really critical voice that's always on the go at us. And we know that that inner bully is just as harmful as a bully outside of us. So it's really helpful and important to start noticing our inner voice and how critical that can be, and to start bringing the kindness to that voice that we can give to ourselves that we often give to so many others. And many people will say to me, I don't know how to be compassionate to myself. And the starting point we go from is, well, do you know to be compassionate to others? And generally speaking, the answer is yes. And so we start to learn that if we start to treat others with the same kindness and compassion that we treat ourselves, then we're on to a real winner. So the key things here, compassion flows in three directions. All three are really important. You know, compassion from ourselves to ourselves is so important because it can never be taken away. When it's internal, when it's in there, even if people walk away from us, that compassion remains because it's grounded within us. But that's rarely enough on its own. It's still important. We're tribal creatures. We work best within communities. And so to be able to give and receive compassion from others is also really helpful. And the other takeaway that I hope you can take is it doesn't have to be deserved. It doesn't have to be earned. In fact, most often when we feel that we don't deserve it, that's when we most need that compassion and when it can be at its most helpful. So think today, if you can, about bringing some kindness in for yourself, allowing others to be kind, and bask in that kindness. Enjoy it. It may feel tricky at first if you're not used to it, but see if you can learn. See if that acceptance, that kindness, that having your voice heard, honored, and respected can be really helpful. Take care.